What's up, everybody? Okay. It's your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia. Back with another Create and Relate. I'm sitting on my dress. And it's uncomfortable when I sit on it. Okay. I'm free. Okay. So, 109 subscribers. I'm tickled. I'm happy. I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. You guys are the greatest. I want to show you some finished items. Isn't it cute? Oh, it's so cute. So this is what I showed you, where the bottom was actually a little thinner and a little longer. But I wanted the sides to go up, and what had happened was, so I had started doing the yellow on the side, and I was running out of yellow. And I said, okay, I'll add white. But then I didn't want the white to just add to it. I had to make it make sense. It had to make sense to me. So I wanted to keep the blue bottom. I like dark bottoms because when we sit our bags down and stuff, that's the part that gets the dirtiest. Even though it's considered a medium to light blue, it's still darker than the yellow and the white. And I decided to make my filled-in portion a little deeper. So if you do use it for a market bag, you can hold more things in it. It's not huge. It's not huge at all. I didn't even measure it. As much as I love measuring and can't find my, wow. We've had a lot going on today, and I cannot find my tape measure right now. But if I were to guess, I would say that it's probably about 10 to 10 and a half inches tall, and maybe like 8 to 9 inches wide. And the depth is like maybe 3 inches, maybe 4. Yeah. Maybe 4 inches. 1, 2, yeah. Not bad. But anyway, the whole bottom and the close-in part, all single crochet. All double crochet here. And my little trim, single crochet but double strand. I used the yellow and the white. I did the drawstrings a little different. It's actually 2 separate strings. I got these on the front and these on the back. And you just pull up to tighten it. And of course, when you loosen it, of course, you know, you just open it out. I just wanted something a little different. I didn't tie them together or anything. Whoever this goes to, they can tie it together if they like. I like it untied. So, keeping all of that in mind, I'm kind of putting yarn in it for right now, because I have been using my yarn winder today. Oh guys, I'm telling you, I have really been winding some yarn today, and I'm so proud of myself for what I did. I got so much yarn wound up. And when I did this one, I was like, oh, that's a pretty big cake. I'm kind of happy with this cake right here. It was a pretty big cake. So then I got to roll in my cottons. I did them all together. We got the little purple in there, and we got the white. It's outlined with butter. Do you see the size of this? Oh, I was so happy when that one came out. And then I did this one. Y'all, this is the biggest one I've done yet, and if I had had more yarn, it would have taken it. And I was so happy when this one was done. You have no idea. I'm so happy with that. So you saw the bag. I went ahead on and made it, y'all. I did. So now we have both the black ones done, and we've got the Jamaican one done. So whenever she's ready for them, they're here and they're made. I feel like there's something else I made. When you saw that I did the winding, kind of hurt my knuckle today. I don't know how I did it, but I was winding cakes for a purpose. So I told you I was going to make 2 baskets. One is for my grandson and one is for my granddaughter. My granddaughter is a very, very, very rainbow. She is like rainbows and princes and fairies and unicorns. And she is very much the diva. Okay? So, I caked all of my colors. If I do it in order, I would probably have the claret. Okay, I'll put that up for right now. Here we go. Red. And once I get my hands on some more red, I will be caking more of that. What comes next? Watermelon. Peach. Orange. Yellow. Mint green. Grass green, or just green. Turquoise. Blue. Light blue. Purple. And royal purple. I've got like 2 of these. I'm also using this variegated purple. And my base color for this one, you guys are so smart because I know you guessed it already. I know you guessed it. Because you've been keeping up with my yarn stash and you know that I got tons of the rainbow. So this is going to be my base color. I'm starting with purple and I'm working my way up. And I'm pretty sure she's going to have an absolutely beautiful basket. These last 2 baskets would only be my second and third time actually color controlling my baskets. The first 7 that I made, I just let the yarn do what it did. But I had a neighbor who wanted all spring and summer colors, so I had to work it up in spring and summer colors. Darker colors at the bottom, working their way up to lighter colors. So I did sort of like a ground to sky type theme. And then my daughter just wanted 5. So I made her 5. She wanted 3 small and 2 large. And of course I had made myself the 2 large ones. And so what I decided to do, since the kids have a little more toys than I thought they had, I am actually going to give up my 2. I'm going to give One, of course, to him and one to her. But I know our baskets are our crochet along this month. But guys, I gotta show you this. My daughter's home, so isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, I had no idea it was gonna come out like this. I mean, like the slate blue and the black and white and they call it taupe, but I call it beige. I don't mean khaki, beige, but it like fits in line with Labor Day. You know, like I said, I think jobs, I think corporate, you know, and people wearing uniforms or suits. I can see men in their khaki pants and their white button-down shirts, or the doctors and nurses and their white lab coats and their blue scrubs, you know, or the secretary sitting at her desk in her beautiful black skirt and her khaki blue. Oh my God, I just see so much. I see so much in that. I have not worked on the Boggy Creek blanket anymore. You see what I've been doing. I mean, one of my black ruffle hats I've not been able to find, so I had to make another one today. Those ruffle hats do not take an hour like the bucket hats. The ruffles alone can take up to 4 hours. So, having made 2 of those today, a black one and the Jamaican one, it took a lot. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. I've not made the strap to it. I'm still kind of debating about the strap. I'm not sure, you know, if I want to just present it to her like this, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I got to figure something out because I go to the doctor tomorrow. Okay, so I have shown you, I think, all my makes. And you're familiar with my whips. Oh, I don't know what I did to this finger. So, instead of using a box and clips this time, I found my little basket. So, I'm still using the 3 strands to make my basket. And I just plop my yarn in here as I go. And as I said, I'm starting out with the purples, the darkest purples, working my way up to the light, and then going up the rainbow all the way up to the claret, or what I call wine red. Yep. I gotta fix this finger, y'all. This is my crocheting hand. And somehow or another I gotta figure out if I'm gonna go to sleep tonight or not. Because I got a doctor's appointment in the morning. Bright and early. And then I got a lot of ripping and running to do after that. But as usual, we'll figure it out. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. Sometimes, and this is hard for me. This is so hard for me. Sometimes we get so caught up in the situations that we're in, or the positions that we find ourselves in, and we push so hard to get out of those predicaments that we forget sometimes we need to sit still, you know, and ride the wave. Let the current of the situation take you into where you need to be. And no, by no means am I saying be lazy. What I'm saying is, instead of stressing over it, I was so stressed out about Flex not paying their portion of the rent, and my insurance information, and all of that was just like weighing so heavy on me. About 1:30 this morning, I happened to look at my Flex account because I was going to close it out. I felt like all the email back and forth and not being able to, physically talk to a person, I wasn't really feeling them, and I wanted to make sure everything was emptied out of it, all of my information and everything. And they have like a little inner bank in their app. You can transfer funds there to hold them there. So when you need it, so you won't spend it and stuff like that. It doesn't draw interest or anything, unfortunately. Their fix to the situation was to give me the remaining portion of the rent. So the only thing we have to pay is the late fee because it was still late. But guys, $67 is a whole lot. It's a whole lot less than $660. Hold on. Okay guys, I'm back. Whew. I'm sorry. A day in the life of Kitty. We had a fire. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Oh. Nothing got burned, thank God. It was a fire on the stove. Not even the food got burned. So we're good. Okay, I was talking about being less stressed. Whew. So, like I was saying about Flex, they are taking care of the remainder of the rent. We have to pay the late fee, but they're taking care of the rent portion of it. So I'm happy about that. Also, I called my primary insurance company and just explained to the lady, look, this is the situation, this is what happened, I don't know what to do from here, this is what's being threatened, and I need my insurances, I need the assistance, I need the help. And she says, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to reapply. I am going to expedite you, and I want you to give me a call back in 3 weeks. She said, usually we do retro over 3 months. We're going to do yours over 6. I'm like, look at God right here. Yes. So that's a load off. Oh boy. It's amazing when you go through an emergency situation. Sometimes you can forget your aches and pains. Because the flank pain that I've been feeling in my back, in my kidney area, all of that went aside. When my daughter said, we got a fire. So, but like I said, we're good. It's not smoky or anything. The metallic smell makes the smoke detectors go off, and I think that's what tires me out more than anything, fanning those smoke detectors. We have like several in the house, in the apartment. The main one is in the hallway, of course. It's close to the kitchen. There's one in each bedroom and one in my bathroom because it's an accessible bathroom. It's like I said, it's big and spacious. It really, really is. But when I first saw how many smoke detectors we had, I was like, good God. Really? In my room, I have a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide detector as well. Okay. My whole point about everything, when I say ride the wave, when I say sit still, I was going to write another letter to my congressman. I was going to call my cousin who's an attorney. I'm push. I'm ready to type all these letters. I'm ready to make all these phone calls. And I'm getting myself frantic, looking up all these numbers, looking for the next course of action, and starting to become tight-lipped when it came to talking to people because I felt like no one was listening. But it just took me taking a deep breath, sitting back and explaining the situation to someone who was willing to listen. And I'm on the right track. So there was something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm not saying that you all can't manage your money, but this is a little tip that can help somebody along, especially those people, the youngsters who are just starting out. My grandparents used to always tell me, pay yourself first. Okay? Now, what you do is develop a budget. And I have found that the spider technique is the best way to see a workable budget. It lays the foundation for building your, I say, perfect budget, because you can see where everything is going, and you learn to group items where they need to be. What you do is start with one big circle in the middle of it. You get your notebook, one big circle in the middle of the page, and that is your income, your total income for a month. If it's a situation where you get paid semi-annually, annually, monthly, bi-monthly, bi-weekly, however, daily, whatever, however much it takes you to make, however much you make in a 4-week period. And you make up to 8 spider legs. You learn what to group and where. Your rent goes in one right by itself. Your utilities and bills. And when I say things like that, I'm saying like, and this is just for some people, it'll be different for everybody. Your light bill, your water bill, your gas bill, your sewage, your garbage disposal, your HOA dues, your house warranty, homeowner's insurance, taxes, all of that would go under, say, utilities or home care, or however you want to phrase it. You have your automobile. I would keep that separate, because not everybody has an automobile, and sometimes you use transportation means without using your own automobile. But you would want to put things like your car payment, your insurance, personal property taxes. I live in the state of Virginia. It's the Commonwealth, y'all. They take money from everything. They tax taxes, and that's no joke. Okay, so you also want to put things like your car detailing, gasoline, routine maintenance, those types of things, And then on another end, you want to put things like, say, extras, like your home streaming, your apps and subscriptions, maybe your telephone bill, even though telephones are necessities now. Maybe your telephone and your internet service, and then you have your expenditures like your household needs, like your cleaning supplies and, curtains, sheets for your bed, towels, bath cloths, soap, did I say laundry detergent? Dish detergent, and then you have your groceries. you know. But this is what I'm saying. You bubble everything off. Under your groceries, you have to include your lunch for the workers, you know, because a lot of people don't carry lunch anymore. You purchase lunch when you're out, so you have to include that as well. If you want to eat out, say once a week, that goes down there with the groceries. All of that's food. So you section. I'm giving you ideas. But once you get everything in the bubbles, then you go back and you put amounts to those. And then you find out the percentage based on those amounts of what percentage of your income is actually going to this. Now, if you're like me right now and your income is all eaten up, you just have to figure out what goes where. But if you have anything left over, one of your bubbles is going to be for savings. You assign everything a percentage and you stick to that. If you have any extra monies that come in, donations, gifts, raises, whatever it is, you treat your monies like that didn't happen. You go based on what is now. Now for the first 3 months, what you're going to do is pay what you owe on everything. Everything extra that you have, don't count it as income. If you have to put it in a secret account at the bank or draw it out and put it in an envelope and cut a hole in your mattress and put it in there back. I'm showing how old I am, y'all. But I'm saying anything you have to do to keep that from yourself, but know where it is. You know, you have to give it to a family member to hold for you. If you have to give it to a friend to hold for you, whatever, keep that aside, because if an emergency comes up, you want to be able to pull from that. You do this for 3 months. Month number 4, you're going to bring all of that back into the picture. And this is where your percentages start working out. If your rent is 20% of your income, then what you have for month number 4 plus what you brought into this is what you're going to work with. Whatever you had over for those first 3 months, this is what you're going on. Okay? And 20% of that is going to go towards, if your rent is 20%, then 20% of that, thank you. 20% of that, y'all. See, I'm not going to be here long. I got shrimp and pasta. But 20% of that, if that's what your rent is or your house payment, is going towards it's coming out of this big figure. And then you figure out the other items, and what you do is get a percentile for the bubble, so you know how much is coming out for that bubble, and you take that amount out for those particular bubbles. Now when you go back and itemize, after you figured out, hey, 20% goes for this, 15% goes for my utilities, then you break down how much goes where. Now this is going to be 15% of this big figure. Okay? You're going to do that for each bubble. Always. 2 of those bubbles, 1 should be for emergencies and 1 should be for savings. And you figure out how much of percentage is going into that as well. I don't care if you save 1%. If you, to those just starting out, if you're 25 and getting your first job, then by the time you're 60, and I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot now. If you take $10 out of your pay right now and say you get paid weekly, and every week you just put this $10 aside and you don't touch it, by the time you're 60, baby, you're going to be all right. Yes, you will. But anyway, when you get paid month number 5, you're going to take 20% of that and put it towards your rent. Now, it's going to be more than what your rent is because you've added this extra money in. But this is how you're going to pay it out. You're going to pay everything like clockwork because you figured out, let's say you bring, we'll keep it small. Let's say you bring $100 into the fold and your rent is $20. We're keeping it simple. Okay. But let's say that prior to that, all you were making was $80 a month. So now that and 20% of the 100 is your 20. You get what I'm saying. I'm confusing myself because the food smells good. How about this? How about I come back and then I can get it right? Okay. Hi, I'm back. Okay, I wanted to show you a little model of what I was talking about with the budget. So this is what your spider will look like. In the middle here is where you have your income, and I did it so that it will be on simple terms. So let's say your income is $1,000 for the month. 30% of that goes towards your rent, which would be or towards your house payment, homeowners association fee, insurance, taxes. But say all of that comes to $300, and that would go there. Same thing over here with your living expenses, like your utilities, your I had all of it broken down, but I think you know what I mean. These are like the bills you have to pay: your phone bill, your Wi-Fi or internet connections. Down here we have the needs like cleaning supplies, toilet papers, paper towels, laundry detergent, dish detergent, so forth and so on. Over here we have transportation. So that's like your car payment, your insurance, your personal property taxes, or if you commute, your bus fare, or if you take an Uber, or however, if you take a ride with somebody and have to pay them, gas for your car, maintenance. Okay? Right here we have savings. That whole 10% you put aside for you. That $100, you're putting that aside for you. That is a given. Here we have emergency, same thing, 10%. Put that aside. You don't know what may come up. And right here we have miscellaneous. That is, I said 5% for savings, so $50, and 5% for your miscellaneous. So that's $50 in case you need it. Please keep in mind I'm using $1,000 just to keep everything simple. I know nobody's rent or anything is $300 a month. I am well aware of that. But, okay, now, so all of our $1,000 looks like it's gone. You know your home expenses. Your home expenses, they're done. Your living expenses, they're done. You're going to put that money aside for the emergency, and you're going to put your savings aside. Okay? Now here, let's say your food bill only comes to, out of that $100 that you've allowed yourself, you only spend $95. You got a $5 plus here. Let's say your needs, you put aside $100. You only use $60. You got a $40 plus there. So your transportation, you put aside $100. You only use $92. You got an 8 plus there. Well, plus 8 there. And so your miscellaneous, you set aside $50. You only use 10 of it. So you got $40. Down here, in your invisible money, you now have $93. That's that money that you're going to put aside, give it to somebody, stuff it in an envelope, open up another account that you can't get into. That money sits there. If you do this consistently for 3 months, then that extra money that you have down at the bottom is going to be $279. So when you come back month number 4, So you're still making the same thing. But what you're going to put here in your income circle is, how much did I say it was? $279. I'm sorry. That $1,000 is now $1,279. Okay? And then you're going to take 30% of this figure from now on and pay up here. You're going to do that all the way through because you've given yourself a padding to do this. You've given yourself the extra funds to do this. But this is where you're starting to pad everything so that if hardship comes up, not only do you have your emergency money to come back on, but you've given yourself a padding so that when rent or a house payment is due next go around, let's say you've done this for a year, then you've got a year's worth of overage that you paid into it. So you might have 2 to 3 months that you don't have to, you see what I'm saying? Even if it's 1 month, you got a month to breathe and get yourself together and not worry about being in trouble. Now you don't have an invisible fund at this point, okay? Because everything that you do over, like your grocery, that you really can't pad yourself with, that you are going to put it aside just in case. You're going to have an envelope or a wallet or whatever marked for groceries, or a card that you put it on, however you do it. But that's your food card or your money card or your food money or your food card, envelope, wallet, whatever you choose to use. It's the same thing with all of the rest of them. Your needs, it's the same thing. If you found that you, instead of using 4 rolls of toilet paper a month, you only use 3. So you're going to pretend that you're still using these 4 rolls and you're going to buy those 4 rolls. You can start building you a stockpile. Hard times may come up, but you do that. You have the money for each of these. You want to keep a separate card or a separate envelope for that. And when I say card, I mean like a Visa gift card or something. I'm not talking about a bank card or a credit card, because most of those come with fees. You don't want anything that's going to take out fee. With the gift cards that you get, like the Visa or the MasterCard or the Amex card, usually it's that one-time fee that you pay at the beginning to activate the card. They call it activation fee. But other than that, it's what you put on it. So if you put your extra towards that, say you get an Amex card for your groceries, and like I said, you instead of spending the $100 a month, you're only spending $95. Now with the 10%, you're giving yourself $128 a month. But say you're still spending the $95. You see what I'm saying? So you're padding yourself with that, and you put the extra on this card over here. When you do that, like I said, it's like a double protection for yourself. Now, where you pull this amount from for the months that follow is down in your miscellaneous. That's where you have to really control. That's where the budget itself comes in, and you have to kind of stick to your budget. You know, you tell yourself, I don't need 3 pair of jeans. I don't need but 1. I got 6 pair in here. Well, yeah, I really don't need those. I'm good. You know, I don't need the latest Jordans that came out. I got 32 pair of shoes in here now. You know, and oh, that is a cute lingerie set. Oh my goodness, that is a cute lingerie set. But I got 30 pairs of drawers and 20 bras in my drawer. I can match them up so they look cute together. You see what I'm saying? So your miscellaneous will roll over into the money that you need that's going to help you pad. You're still going to put that same miscellaneous amount. That's the only thing that's not going to really grow. Okay, but your emergency fund will grow. Your savings will grow. Everything will grow. And things like your car payment, your phone bill, your house payment or rent, or all of those things, you will be giving yourself a pad in case something happens. That is your safety net when you're paying over. And guys, it sounds like it's not feasible, but I've done it. I was in so much hardship when I first broke out on my own, and I knew that I had to find a way to make it work. I did the extra jobs and everything, and at first when I did it, I was like, okay, good. Let me tell you, in 99 I had 4 jobs and I was going to school, and I'm raising, at that point it was more than 20 kids in my house every day. And when I first got the 2 jobs at Innovations and Fashion Buck Plus, I was like, okay, this is my play money. No. No. Because at the same time I was thinking that was my play money, my landlord was not doing what he was supposed to be doing. And this little $400 a month that I was paying him for rent, my water got cut off. He was supposed to pay the water bill. That was how I found out the house that I was renting was not even in his name. He was renting me somebody else's house. His deceased grandfather's. Yeah, he was renting me his deceased grandfather's house. So when we did take it to court, I had to move. Fortunately, the money that I had paid into it for rent, the judge made him give it back so that I could cover my moving expenses, my deposit, my security deposit, all that good stuff. So yeah, there is no such thing as play money until all of your expenses and it sounds harsh, but come to less than 50% of what you bring home. You can't afford to play with anything, not these days. There is no such thing as play money. For us creators, when we need to buy more yarn, or we need to buy more hooks, or those who knit more needles, the cross stitchers more needles, and the, I forgot what that circle is called, but when you need to buy more supplies, that comes out of your miscellaneous. Because if you're going from now, you already have your basics. Now if you're just starting out, then you want to save for that. You're going to have to go strict on a lot of this, and you're going to have to start putting things aside. Some people are fortunate enough to get grants and loans. Then you have what you need. But some of us, we got to put knuckle to the, work knuckle to the ground until we get it. So, just an option. Just an idea. With everything that has come into play today actually, starting at 1:30 this morning, we're starting to put our plan in place. So hopefully, if no other hiccups come about, next month we'll be out of that water a little bit further, and when we get to the point that the water's only crashing up to our knees, it'll be a whole lot better. But that was just something that I wanted to share with you. I have a way that you can pay your student loans down to, it's been tried and it works. No funny business, no nothing. I don't deal in funny business. And I can tell you how to do that real quick. If you're working while you're in school, that's the best thing to do. Find you a loan officer who is willing to work with you. That's the biggest thing. A lot of them are with companies who don't want to break things down for you. If they can give you an estimate of what your monthly payments will be, start paying it back while you're in school before it really starts getting interest tacked onto it. A lot of them will, when they say that you don't owe them back, they won't start the interest until you graduate. So you're basically paying on principal. You can get, probably, if you start your sophomore year paying your loan back, you can get like 50-60% of your loan paid back if you follow what I'm saying. And if that's the case, let's say you only get 25% of it paid back. Say your loan is, we're going to stick with $1,000, keep it simple. And let's say you only get $250 of it saved back. Then by the end of the year, they're only going to start putting interest on $750 instead of that whole $1,000 that you borrowed, which is going to make your payment less than what they quoted you in the beginning. But you're still going to pay the same amount. You're going to do that for 6 months to a year. At the end of that time, send them a lump sum and ask them to apply that to your principal. Once you bring your principal down, your interest comes down automatically. Your payments will go down and get it paid off a lot quicker. Just saying. You can do that with your house payment. You can do that with your car payment. Just something to think about. Something that I wish I had been taught in school. I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. My finger is starting to swell. It's the ring finger. And yeah. See? I can't even take my ring off. And I don't know if I should or not. Maybe I should. I don't know. But sorry for the ugly faces, guys. Whoa, ho, ho. Oh. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I think I'll leave that off for a little while. Just so you can see. Right in this area is swelling up. Right around that knuckle. I don't know if I bumped into something or I have no idea, but I'm able to move it, so I don't think it's broken. Wait till I get 60 to start falling apart. What's wrong with me, y'all? Oh my goodness. And this ring does not fit on this hand. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's just my little tidbit for you all. Give it a shot or not. Something to look into. But I am going to start on my baby girl's basket, and yes, and I think I am going to make a strap for that little purse that I made. And I can do that either in the morning or while I'm sitting here looking at TV. But at any rate, you guys take it easy. Thank you again for the 109 subscriptions. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and encourage others to come check me out. Hopefully we can get them to subscribe as well. please, please, please keep crafting. Keep your head on straight and know that I love you. But I need you to love you too. Because you can't love me the way I deserve to be loved unless you love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. And you, my friend, deserve the best. Till next time. Peace out.